Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakar giving double honor to the Apostle of the Great Millstone, peace and blessings, pushing his truth and sincerity, and Kwam Yasharala. So, brother, the Apostle Kodash comes to get another lesson. And, this is a quick hitter, as usual, but it's mainly talking about when the prophets hit the scene. When the prophets hit the scene, it's got a meaning. The Lord don't just send the prophets out there to prophesy nothing. We want to prophesy mean to speak before. We telling you what's gonna happen before it happened, right? That's why the Lord send the prophets out there, right? And then what we do is we go out there, we prophesy. It's a warning, right? Because if something good about to happen, the Lord don't really need us to be out there well, we do prophesy about the kingdom of heaven, but the Lord not gonna put all the prophets outside to tell you about to come up on $10,000. The Lord not gonna put us out there for that. Usually, it's a warning of the impending danger, the soon to come destruction, right? Because when you look at the prophets, they pretty much was always prophesying the downfall of a kingdom. All right, but I wanted to start it off with this 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Carnal is going back to the flesh. When we say we put up this good fight, when we say we fighting for the kingdom, at this particular moment right now, the year is 2025. What is it? May 2026 or something like that. Somewhere around there, right? We're not a part of no black man militia. We're not a part of no Black Panthers. We're not the Negro army. We're not niggas with attitude. We're not a physical army plotting to destroy America with our own guns, our own bombs, nothing like that. Right? It says, but mighty through Yahweh to pulling down the strongholds. Hey, our words alone strike fear in these elites' ears. When the prophets hit the scene, things start happening. All right, and what our power is the Lord. Here it is, the apostles was prophesying World War III before World War III was even thought of. And look where we at now. World War III is on the blink. It's right there. Everybody talking about it now. Here it is, the prophets been talking about Revelation 6:6 and how the inflation scripture. They've been talking about how there ain't gonna be no work, the grinding shall cease. Brothers was bringing this out back 20 years ago, back when it was a lot of work, wasn't no World War III, but yet it's come to pass now. Why? The prophets been speaking on it, and they've been speaking on it through the power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. This stronghold known as Babylon the Great, aka America, is getting pulled down. And we're not doing no physical, we not picking up no pickaxe and we're gonna start breaking down the buildings one by one. We're not doing that. This is all the spirit. Let me grab this. Because our message is pretty simple. What was that? 1 Kings 22:8. Our message really simple, but to people who live in these countries or people that they want to see the country keep going, they got a problem with us. That's why they kill the prophets and shed innocent blood. They don't want to hear this, but it's the truth, and it's going to happen. This is 1 Kings chapter 22, verse 8. And the king of Israel said to Jehoshaphat, there is yet one man, Micah, the son of Imlah, by whom we may inquire of the Lord. So people knew you want to inquire of the Lord. You want to see how the Lord feel about something, you go to the prophets. It said, by whom we may inquire of the Lord, but I hate him. For he doeth not prophesy good concerning me, but evil. And Jehoshaphat said, let not the king say so. He didn't like that because the prophet who was coming to him was basically just giving him, it was bad prophecies for him and his kingdom. Of course, he's an Israelite too, but this is after the split, if I'm not mistaken. he basically said every time he come around here, it's always something bad. You know, it's never your kingdom's gonna rule forever. It's always you got a limited time and then you done ruling. Stuff like that. Right? And it's the same thing today. When people walk by and then we hear y'all ain't got 20, 30 years, a nigga say, what? I just bought my house. I don't get to enjoy my house here? No. You Lord willing, you don't. No, we don't want to be here that long. It sounds good to you because you don't realize what you're doing. Right? And then people get scared too. When you living in America and you hear it's gonna get destroyed by ICBMs, people don't want to hear that. Not these 2/3, but my sheep hear my voice and they flock to me. So if you in the right spirit, you're gonna hear that and you say, well, hey, what do I gotta do to get saved out of this? But yo, ignorant niggar, you know what he gonna say? I don't want to hear that. All right, what else I had lined up? Isaiah 30:9. This is Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 9. This is a rebellious people. All right, get the word rebellion because we gotta really go into this. What rebellion? Rebellion, and basically to oppose. You know what another rebellious animal is? A donkey. They kick, or the ox, the kicking of the pricks. And it was the Lord compared y'all. He called y'all rebellious too. Why? Because the Lord nourished us up, helped us out, and what did we do? Rebelled. You niggas went back to serving their own gods and doing what they saw right. So that's why y'all are rebellious people. It say a lying children. Come on. The only person lying more than the Israelite is an Edomite. But Jake is some lying ass niggas. Why you think thou shalt not bear false witnesses in the scriptures? Because people was bearing false witness. Right? Children that will not hear the law of the Lord. They don't want to hear it. Especially at camp. When you at camp, you might get somebody. The kingdom of heaven gonna sound so sweet to them until you tell them they can't get lineups, gotta put the pork down, you can't commit adultery. You get to the law and a nigga, oh man. Now all of a sudden he's an Israelite by spirit. Everything he do is the spirit. He don't go off the law. He's a spiritual man. He'll come up with any excuse, any and every excuse to be wicked. All right. This is Isaiah 30:10, which say to the seers. Seers is another word for prophets, what we were called before we was called prophets. It say, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things. So they don't want to hear about America being destroyed. They don't want to hear about World War III. They don't want to hear about ICBMs. It say, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. They basically, they want us to lie to them, tell them, well, like these other camps. These other camps have a lot more views. Why? Because it's more appealing to a lot more people. When you got 20, 30 years here, you feel like you could live out your life here and get the kingdom. When you hear the one nigga say, we got 1,000 years left. Bro. That sounds appeasing to people here. Why? Because they feel like they got a chance to live out their life. As to what we tell them is it can happen any day, get right now. People don't want to hear that. They don't want to get right now. They want to wait till they old and they lived it. They did all the manners of wickedness that they wanted to do. Wait till they old and then repent. Right? But it don't work like that because like the scriptures talk about, if your house shot, if he knock at the door, you gotta open it so he can sup with you. But they want your house shot to come on their time. They don't want to be ready for when your house shot on his time. I'll probably end it off with this. This is Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. That made me think of Matthew, the 24th chapter, like right around verse 7. But Jeremiah telling you when the prophets hit the scene, It ain't too much. It ain't too much nice to say. We here to tell y'all about the downfalls of great kingdoms. We here to tell you the war is coming. We here to tell you about pestilence that's coming. We here to tell you the great evil that's coming. The Lord don't need to put us down here to prophesy. The fucking cotton candy factory gonna be delivering free cotton candy for the next 3 months. He doesn't need us to do that. We are a warning sign. When you see the prophets, you should be thinking, I need to get right. Because that's what we're going to tell you about what's to come. Jeremiah 30:7, a day like never seen before is getting ready to come. We're trying to warn you about it. You could choose to get prepared or you could choose not to get prepared. But that's on you. But we're going to get the blood off our hands, according to Ezekiel, what is that, chapter 30? This is Jeremiah 28:9, continuing on. The prophet which prophesy of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord have truly sent him. You know, the prophet of peace. Yo, we got 20, 30 years left. You can get married and you can start a family. You can buy a house in the suburbs. Whatever these niggas is teaching. Get a Benz. Whatever they teaching. Right? We gonna see who was right in that day. When we was telling people to get right, this was about to come, this is about to happen, this is about to happen. In that day, you gonna say, damn, GMS was right. We didn't have 1,000 years left. Right? But hey, I hope this is edifying. Just a quick hitter. I'm gonna end it off giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakadash, giving up honor to the Apostle Elders Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to much pushing and shooting sincerity and Kwam Yasharala.